more subscribers to the Patreon. So our last segment is a draft analysis segment. So for those of you who don't know, what we do is we tell you the map and we tell you the team of the allies and the team of the opponents, but we leave out one character, and we discuss who that character should be, and we discuss it from our each respective play levels. So you'll get the viewpoint of someone in silver versus someone in master levels. So here we go. So the draft is on Braxis Holdout, and the allies have Zul'jin, Stukov, Murden, and Hanzo. The opponents have Vala, Stitches, Sonya, Gul'dan, and Oriole. So again, allies Zul'jin, Stukov, Murden, Hanzo. Opponents Vala, Stitches, Sonya, Gul'dan, and Oriole. So if you're the allies, what is your fifth pick? We'll go to Scott first.
Well, you definitely need a solo laner because we're playing on Braxis Holdout. So you got a few options depending on how you want to go. You could go Leoric, Zagara, Malthael. I'd say those are probably your three best options. Zagara, I would say, would probably definitely win the lane. Leoric would probably lose. Malthael would be pretty even.
I think Leo does okay against Sonya, at least ties.
Mm-hmm. As long as you land your creepy hand. Yep.
I think you would probably slightly lose as Leoric.
Yeah.
Also,
it's not going to be devastating.
The reason I say that is the Leoric can go Tomb and help with the kidnaps if the Stitches decides to go Gorge.
Yeah.
Right.
Also, if Stitches, Gorges, Leoric can always Wraith Walk out.
Right. Leoric has other additional utility. He's solo lanes, and I think he would, for the most part, lose that lane, but he's got utility later on in the game that makes him very useful and justifiable, even though he won't necessarily win.
Yeah, Zul'jin also has decent range if you can get your stacks going. So Zul'jin could also be a solo laner against Sonya.
Oh, that's a bit rare,
like,
but yeah.
Like Zul'jin can poke Sonya out all day and get his quest up.
I don't see Zul'jin holding that point though.
No.
Well, yeah, you don't have to
poke it though.
Yeah.
What does Tower Baron think?
My first inclination is Leoric, of course.
Of course.
But I think, like Scott was saying, is that looking at the draft, a lot of people don't think of the matchups. And when we had Hero Physio on a few weeks ago, it kind of like a light bulb kind of went in my head. Like, I don't really think about the drafts with terms of the matchups, like pre-level 10 and how it's going to fall out. But I think knowing that they have Sonya and you're probably going to go 4-1 this, you have to think about who's going to solo lane against Sonya. And I think a lot of lower level drafts don't really consider that. And it's going to be really important because if you can't push out Sonya or if you lose it really bad, it's going to be really hard to get both those points. So I think, like Scott was saying, you need a really strong solo laner. Leoric, I think, can go pretty close to Sonya. Burden of execution is much higher because you have to land your W's, your creepy hands, to kind of if you miss one or two, definitely it's going to be very difficult for you to claim the point.
But I mean, she will be. I mean, it's a melee range W, right? Like you're gonna be on top of her when you cast it. It shouldn't be that hard.
True, but if you miss for some reason, then it's gonna be really hard to like even it back out. You have to hit them all.
True.
So I think that's the most important thing with the draft is getting the right solo laner against Sonya on top.
It's Braxis Holdout, and Braxis Holdout is usually one of the most snowbally maps. Someone did a stat on Reddit like a month ago. If you win the first Zerg wave on Masters MMR, you have an 84% chance of winning the game. So it's very snowbally. It's one of the most snowbally maps in the pool. So your main priority is, well, right. Let's look at the comp: Zul'jin, Hanzo, Stukov, Murden. That's the 4-man. Or if we don't, if we go that route, and Hanzo has a lot of poke, has armor decrease at level 7, so you can poke out infinitely against a Gul'dan and a Vala. They have very short ranges compared to a Hanzo. So very good angles in the bottom shrine area to get scatter arrows off of, right?
Yep.
So basically the 5th pick should enhance the top lane and make sure that you win the solo lane against Sonya. So if
So
you're
who's your
confident that
pick?
your Leo can take on Sonya, I would do that. I would be fine with Zul'jin going top lane too, and then you can also enhance go Blaze or something for the bottom 4 man, go an extra tank.
Does
maybe
Blaze
even
solo
like
well
a
versus Zonya?
Or maybe like a Chromie.
Oh yeah,
Poke him out.
Chromie Rex Oriole.
Hanzo
Hold
pokes.
Yo,
Chromie
Rexar, maybe,
pokes.
right? Maybe Rexar.
I mean,
I think at the lower levels, Leoric is the way to go.
Yeah,
I think Leoric is just safe. Like I can trust most silver level Leorics to do somewhat of what he should do.
Well, assuming they learn the right abilities, a lot of low level ones will go. They won't go filthy unto death, which is a huge mistake. You'd have to go that in this map, I think, because there's so much fighting.
You could go Osin's Renewal.
Yep.
You get a ton of globes. If you're able to get your middle globe and get the one that spawns, that cooldown's extremely short.
I don't think you're going to be able to get both globes. I think Sonya's going to have a slight advantage. And Ocean's Renewal, I know it's kind of picked here and there, but I think Fealty is the easier one to go off of. Because even if you get pushed out, you can still kind of regen up with the minions hit against the tower. If your lane gets pushed in.
You also have infinite mana if you have Ocean's Renewal. That's the other benefit.
No, that's Fealty until death.
Sorry, Fealty.
Yeah.
You have infinite mana, which makes your laning easier.
A lot of people, I think, go the team fight, skeletal swing, heal talents, which I think is a big mistake.
It's a bad talent for that map.
Yeah, especially if you're the solo laner, like that's gonna be your responsibility. So, Leoric with that talent. If you go the wrong talent, then you're screwed completely.
Space Monkey has a good point here.
Yeah. Go ahead, Pat. Say it.
No, so Space Monkey says I'd say Zul'jin solo lane, go Guillotine, then get Zarya for the 4 man and push really hard bottom. That could work.
Yeah.
Who are you pushing bottom with in that group? You got Hanzo, Stukov, Murden, and Zarya.
Zarya pushes really well.
Hanzo's garbage at pushing. His scatter arrow bounces off
what are you talking about? You go Redemption, right? Which it's very easy to finish Redemption at level 1 because you're poking so much. And then you do the Q explosion on minions at level 4. And that also works against monsters, so it helps with anti-wave.
Yeah, but as far as taking structures down, he's not very good at it.
Well, but Zarya with Feel the Heat is very good at it.
Yeah. And the Zarya also has
then
pocket.
You got the Vala or the Gul'dan feeding the Ariel energy to push back.
And you feed the Zarya energy for the Qs. I think the safe pick definitely is Leoric, so I agree with that. But the alternative thinking of Zarya, saying, wait a minute, let's change this draft around, it's still viable. I like it a lot.
Yeah. So Ganjagoon says feel the heat for Zarya and then get Stukov to zone the kids out.
Mm-hmm. I agree. That's a very...
Stukov to zone the kids out?
You could have Stukov sit in the...
hooks Stukov.
Well, that's why you lurking arm in the minion wave, so that's not a possibility.
Mm-hmm.
But also, this is actually a Ganjagoon game. This is a Hero League game from Ganjagoon. So I stole one of his drafts.
Wow. Who was the final pick?
The last pick was Mateo.
Oh, yeah. Not bad.
So then it's Zul'jin. I guess he was talking about the Zul'jin soloing top because that would actually happen.
Yeah, I stated he was a solid pick.
Yeah, and oh god, and
According to
No,
Scott,
he's one
I
of
was
the-
right.
Scott a horn so he can toot his
He
own
could
horn.
go toe to toe with Sonya. He'll
Give
contest
Scott a
that lane.
horn.
He'll hold that lane probably about half the time.
It's all about.
good one-
Yeah.
Another good pick we didn't mention was Dahaka, where you're gonna lose against Sonya, but you can burrow down and get kills. So if your Dahaka is good at burrowing and getting those drags, you will dominate the lower lane.
And so Ganjun asks in chat, did you guys win this? Yes, Ganjun, you did win the game with the Mateo. I wanted to use a draft from a higher level game instead of like all these low level games. So this is a
Well, yeah,
you know-
because these two team comps actually make sense.
Yeah, exactly.
They,
Yeah.
they actually have an
Barely
idea
makes
behind
sense. The Bala and the Gul'dan to feed the Ariel is not the best. You'd be better off having some sort of more tanky hero to just have the one battery be able to go ham.
it. All right,
So that
Mr.
was kind of a
Hindsight.
shitty pick. I mean, it's
Well, there's-
better than most of
there's-
the lower level drafts.
It's all on the Stitches to hit his hooks, and on Brex's holdout where you're 4v4ing so much, it's not, there's area for Stitches to carry the game, and then you go like what, Stitch, Hook, Gorge, Fear Bomb into like Rain of Vengeance. I don't know.
Yep. Well, so there you go. All right. So I guess we'll do another draft analysis next week. But so quickly, Bacon,